The NCIS franchise will be experiencing a major change in the next fall television cycle, and it might change the franchise for the better. As of the fall of 2025, the NCIS universe will be made up of NCIS and 3 active spin-offs, including NCIS, Sydney, NCIS, Origins, and the highly anticipated NCIS, Tony and Ziva. While having multiple spin-offs is not new for the police procedural, the show's combined time slots will be. In recent years, the NCIS franchise has been growing more than ever with the introduction of its first prequel, NCIS, Origins, and now with the introduction of the series' first show centered on a duo instead of a team in NCIS, Tony and Ziva. With all these changes, there are worries that NCIS might be growing too fast. However, the latest NCIS spin-offs represent good news for NCIS in the fall 2025 cycle and maybe beyond. NCIS, NCIS, Origins, and NCIS, Sydney are all airing on Tuesdays in the fall. NCIS will finally have its first ever block. As reported by TV Line, CBS has released its fall schedule for 2025, and the results are exciting. For the first time in NCIS history, it will take up an entire block of television on Tuesdays starting next September. NCIS will air at 8 p.m., followed by NCIS, Origins at 9 p.m., and NCIS, Sydney at 10 p.m. Previously, NCIS and NCIS, Origins aired back-to-back on Mondays, while NCIS, Sydney had its own slot on Fridays. Having the 3 shows air one after another is not only great for television, but it is also great for the franchise. For such a large franchise like NCIS, it can be difficult to connect the spin-offs and have them feel like they are part of the same universe. NCIS Season 22 has already tried to push the spin-offs closer together by referencing their satellite offices from cancelled spin-offs and featuring a former NCIS star. However, this feeling that the NCIS franchise is a unit will only be strengthened with the show's new air times. The new NCIS block could increase the spin-offs ratings. The block could be the push the spin-offs need. While both NCIS, Origins and NCIS, Sydney feature brilliant casts and exciting storylines, the spin-offs have seen significantly lower ratings than expected. This is especially true when they are compared to NCIS' consistently higher ratings. NCIS, Origins had some help by being next to NCIS this television season, but NCIS, Sydney was completely on its own, which might have contributed to its lower ratings when compared to the prequel. As a result, having 3 back-to-back NCIS shows could help the franchise by highlighting all 3 of their active network television shows rather than setting one aside. Better ratings for the shows could also lead to future renewals. While NCIS, NCIS, Origins, and NCIS, Sydney have all been renewed, the cancellation of NCIS, Hawaii proves that no show is ever safe. However, having better ratings could be a major incentive to keep renewing them. Why NCIS, Tony and Ziva isn't in the block? NCIS, Tony and Ziva is different from the others. NCIS, Tony and Ziva will not be in NCIS CBS block because it will be exclusively available on Paramount+. The Tony and Ziva spin-off will be the first show in the franchise to premiere directly on streaming without airing on television first. The change is big for the franchise, but also explains why NCIS, Tony and Ziva will be somewhat different from the rest of the shows. Fortunately, however, NCIS, Tony and Ziva will also be airing in the fall. While it may not air alongside NCIS or its other spin-offs, the fact that it is airing at the same time could lead to major connections between the shows. NCIS has proven that cameos are possible, with Michael Weatherly even appearing in NCIS Season 21 as a tribute to Ducky. As a result, NCIS, Tony and Ziva won't ever feel too separate from NCIS because the characters can always be tied back to the flagship.